Hi, for wafer paper fringed peony, I'm going to show you what are the tools which is needed. First thing is, if you don't have any stenciled petals for wafer paper like what I have like this, it doesn't matter. You can use the normal cutters what you have. You can use these cutters itself and cut them and stencil it out and then cut them. So that the way also you can make it. Doesn't need necessarily you need to have these kind of cut petals. You can make your own. Okay. I need some tissue for dabbing the excess of water, and then I need some stamens. Then I need a sharp scissors. You need to have a very sharp scissors, so even the small edges can be cut very nicely. And then I need a palette. Then I need a rack. This is the rack for hanging of the flower. I'm going to make a half white flower in this, so I'm just going to add a pinch of green. So I'm any green color you can add, gel color to the water a little bit. And then I'm having here, this is the glue. What I have done here is I have mixed hot water with extra bits of wafer paper, the wasted ones what I have. So I mixed that and kept this. Basically you can do it overnight and keep it, so the next day morning you have a very nice glue. Okay. And then I have some flat brushes, these kind of brushes. So these brushes are very nice to work with, so go for the flat brushes like this, so it works very nice with your wafer paper. And then I have here corn flour in a bag. Okay. And then optional is like you can have your ball tools with you. And then I have either the Dresden tool, or I like to use the golf tool, different sizes golf tool, so it works out more nicer. So I'm going to use golf tool and this kind of small ball tool also. Okay. And then you need a 16 wire, and then a little bit of gum paste dough or clay or whatever you have, you can use for that. Okay. This is what we need. And I have some small strips here of wafer paper, so I'll tell you later for what this has been used. And for this flower, if you want a medium size flower, we can work with two sheets. If you want a full enlarged size flower, then you can work with 3 sheets. Okay, depends upon what size you wanted. Okay, but these are the materials which is needed for doing your wafer paper fringed peony. And floral board. See this, I have this floral board. This is a firm ones. So you need to have a firm floral board. So when you work on your wafer paper, so it doesn't get torn. So firm is more better. So I'm going to use a firm floral board. To make the center of the peony, take a small ball either in gum paste or in clay. You can take like this, and then make it into a teardrop. Make it into a nice teardrop like this. Okay. I have made a shepherd hook here. Now what you need to do is just enter it and then just seal it. After sealing it, just squeeze the center part of it. And use a sharp scissors. You can make it 3 or 5 or even 4. It all depends upon what you want, but generally it is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here I have. Okay. Now when I have this openings of 5, open it up nicely like this, and then use your Dresden tool and your board like this. I'm using here the golf tool and just pulling it out. Just pull it out. All the 5, just pull it out. Just squeeze them in nicely and just pull them out. Okay, just squeeze them nicely and pull them out like this. Okay, so this becomes your center, and you can color inside. Outside you can color them as green and the edges as pink. Okay, so I have already done this and kept like this. You could see here. So once when this is dry, this I prefer to, you could make this one day before itself so it gets dried, and then it's easy to work on this. If it's wet, generally this may come out, the total thing may come out. So I prefer you to make it more dry, so you could do it one day before ahead so it becomes dry. Okay. Stamens. Now we need to join the stamens, so I'm going to show you how to join the stamens. Take 2 equal size of wafer paper like this, then 2 strips. Okay, now what we do is just the stamens, whatever we have, just remove them from because they are stuck like that, so just remove them. Maybe you could have 2 to 3 bunches if you want a nice center. I would prefer 3. They look very nice if you add 3 of them. So just pull it apart, remove the thing. Just clear it off on top. Okay, we have the stamens now. So what I'm going to do, this is the glue which I had made using wafer paper. Now one side, just one side, give a nice dab of glue. You need to be giving more because we're going to add the stamens to this. It's sticky, it will be, because this is basically potato starch. So nice, very nice the glue will be. Now what we do is keep your stamens from the center, spread it nicely, press it in a way that it spreads nicely and stick like this. You can even spread it more so you could see this. Make sure everything is in the same level. Yeah, okay. Now the other tip, what I'm going to do is, once again, take the glue, apply the glue liberally, nicely all the parts of it, and then stick on top of this. Okay, just press it nicely and stick nicely, so all the places it gets stuck. Try to make it as center as possible so you could cut them very nicely. Even I would prefer you to do this one day before so it's easy to cut, because all the stamens get stuck. Like this, and then using your sharp scissors, I just carve my scissors always because this is super sharp. Okay, like this you've gotten. Okay, now what I do generally is cut the center here. Let's see. So I've got two set of stamens here. Okay, so I'm going to join them towards this for the center. I'm going to join them once again. I'm going to apply the glue to the center. Just give a nice dab of glue so it sticks well. Okay. Now just go up of it, stick as much as possible, which covers your center. See how neatly it's covering. I would go another round also. Now I stick this here nicely, and then once again give some sticking up here, and just give here, so I can go around another round here. Okay, this is my center. Okay, just stick them nicely, let it get dry. This is my center. Now mixing of color. I've just added some water. And taken some green color gel. So apple green I've taken because I'm going to make the flower as very mild green with a fresh, to which it looks like a fresh green. So I'm just taking a little bit of the gel color and mixing with my water. And then the excess water is being dabbed off in the tissue, and then I'm going to see whether the green is there. It's not there, so I'm just going to take a little bit. So just mix it, dab off the excess green, and then I'm going to try. Yeah, now I'm getting a mild green. Okay, this is what I wanted, a mild green. See, if you could see here, this is that mild green here. You could see that. So this is what I wanted. So this is how we mix up the colors. Okay, now we are going to start with the petals. I have a peony veiner here. Then I have my golf tool. You can use a Dresden tool. It's all the same. Another thing is the petals. Now I have the small petals. Small petals are divided into 5 numbers. So we are going to do with this now. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with 1. Just remove off the excess. A quick dab of both sides. Okay, then it's easy way to just remove it from here. Now I'm going to vein them. See, now it's, as I told you, quickly this should be done because you cannot dab too much of water to it. Then I'm going to vein. Okay, if you think you have got, yeah, see the veins have come. If you think you have got too much of water to it, you can always use corn flour and dab it with that. Okay, you can always use corn flour and dab it with that. Now I need to give some texture to it. So what I'm going to do is, because this is going to be the first petal, so I wanted the top to be curled. So what I'm going to do it, I'm just going to push as much as possible to the top. can use, even if you want a smaller detailing, then work on this. See how beautifully it curls. Yeah, see this, how beautifully it curls and gives you a nice character to the petal. So this is the way we need to do for all the petals, S1 to S5, all the 5 petals. This is the way we need to color them. See this, how beautifully this come. So work on all the petals like this. Now the petals, what I have done is, see, each first is, I have divided into 5. Okay, small 5, medium 5 and large 5 I have done it. So each one, you can take up to 5 to 10 petals each. Okay, so next what I have done with this, I've just taken the S1 petal and S3 petal and curled like these two. Are you able to see this? Curl, S1 is this and S3 is this. Okay, I've curled both of them like that and joined S1 and S3 like this. Can you see it? I've joined S1 and S3 like this. I'm going to show you. Just take the S1, take little bit glue, apply here, very little, don't take too much, it becomes very blotchy, and then a little bit higher of that like this with the other petal. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to join like this. So what I have done is S1 and S3 I have joined, right? I've left the S2, S1 and S3. Next I'm going to join as S2 and S4 I'm going to join. Okay, and then last S5 alone, it's going to be separately done. Okay, so we are going to join, hope you understand, S1 and S3 first, and then S2 and S4 first, and then S5 we are going to work and keep it alone. Okay, yeah, now here what you see is, what I've done is S1, small petal 1 and small petal 3 I've joined together into 2. Okay, all these are S1 and S3, and now I have here S2 and S4. You can see S2 and S4 together, joined all together here. I've stuck it with a glue, and then I have the S5 separately here. Okay, so now how I'm going to do is, here is, I'm going to join them randomly. I'm not going to join one. If I'm going to join here, the next I'll be joining here, the other one I'll be joining here, like that. It's going to be randomly, it's going to be joined. Okay, so now you're going to see me how I'm going to join them together. Just stick the glue, just give a nice dab of glue, so because these are the first few petals which is going to be there, so accordingly we'll just go ahead. If your glue is very thick, you can add a little bit hot water to it, so it becomes more gluey. Okay, now I'm going to take the first S1, S3s. Okay, I'm just going to squeeze them on top like this. See, don't over squeeze them, just like this. Okay, so the first one I've done here. So the next, this is what I told you as random stick. So next one I maybe stick here. Don't squeeze them too much, because we wanted that curl. It's very important. Okay, the next I'm going to random stick here. As high as possible, because as I told you, I just want to cover. Squeeze them nicely, let them get stuck. hold it until it gets stuck. Yeah, it got stuck like that. You see, it's getting covered. So in between, so what I'll do in between, I'll do is I'll use the S2 and S4. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that also. Now in between, as I told you, I'm going to do the S2 and S4. See, now you see the shape is forming in this curls you need here, because first set of petals which are coming in will be fully curled, so you need this is how. So I'm going to rotate the whole set of things. I'm going to add these two like that, and I'm going to form it. Okay, this is the first set of layer for the fringed peony. Now I've added all the small petals here. So I finished with what I did was, as I told you, is S1, small one, and S3, then S2 and S4. I just covered everything, and we have S5. So S5, what I did was in between wherever I had gap, I covered with S5. So it looks like this now. You see. So this is how you need to have it, because like when you're the first petals, few petals will be, if you see it, it will be fully covered like that. So in beautiful curls you need to get like this. So when it has happened, this is how it is fully covered with that, with just the small petals alone. I've covered it like this. Now the same technique I'm using here. See, I'm using M1, M3. Okay, I've joined them all together, curled on top only. Okay, so I've not given too much of curl. I've just given only the top curls, here, and then M2 and M4. So the medium 2 and medium 4. So like that. Up to 10 petals you can go ahead. So I don't want to make it a very big flower, as I'm just showing you as a tutorial. So I'm just giving 5 or 6 set of petals for each. Okay, so after I've joined this and this together, then wherever I find gaps, I will join M5. Okay, that's how it's going to be. I'll just show you a small detailing of how I'm going to do this now. Take the glue, just a tiny bit, don't overdo it, just a tiny bit. And where I'm going to stick it now, it's going to be a bit more down. Okay, a bit more down. See the difference? See the first and the second petal like that. So now you see where it is, it's going to be open up like that. Okay, so let me join all the petals and I'm going to show you how it's going to be. Yeah, now I have joined all my M, everything, I finished my first S, then I finished my M. So now this is how, after finishing your M, it looks. Okay, this is how it looks. Now if you find this is more than enough, this size, then you can just stop it, or else you can just go for a large set of petals, few of them. I've just made maybe 4 or 5. You can add it on like this, and then finish it off with the peony. The fifth petal alone, the large fifth petal alone, I will show you how it can be placed. Now what I've done is L3 and L4, I've joined all L3 and L4 together, and now wherever in between spaces I find, I'm going to join it, and then last the L5 I'm going to join it. Now the L5 I'm going to show you individually how I have done it. So once again, you just take the paper, the water. Now I have diluted the water with the same green, more lighter green. Now I have keep on adding more water to it. I've never added color to it more than that. So whatever, we've taken a small speck of color, I've used that only. And the more the slowly we are coming with outer petals, the more the lesser the color will be. So that's the reason I have formed in that way. So just take that, dab your excess water from the tissue, and quickly brush both the sides. Take this off, vein it, Take this off. You get a beautiful vein. Now keep it in your floral pan, and then the edges. See, what I'm doing here is only the edges. I'm just curling, a quick curl. Okay, just curl it as much as possible. Quick curl. Are you able to see it? Quick curl. So when I quick curl it, see, it folds in. Okay, so let it be as natural as possible. Let it get folded. Okay, now I'm just going to work on only the sides now. Okay, like this. Okay, so the L5, it's like this now. Okay, so but while I'm going to stick it to the flower, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it and stick. So I'm going to show you what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, the flower is here, so one part of it, what I'm going to do, any side which I feel okay, I'll go for this side itself. So generally I stick it from here. Now okay, now what I'm going to do is stick the opposite, apply the glue opposite, and like this I'm going to stick, so it looks opened. See this, what I'm trying to tell you, it looks open like this. So this is the effect we need for the last few petals. So the L5 I'll use like this, maybe another 1 or 2 petals I'll add it like that, and then the full flower is got over like this. See, could see it should get dried a bit because today the weather here is heavy rains around, but it'll stick on. Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, let me finish off the other petals and then show you in full. Okay, now I've added all the petals. Yeah, see the opposite side, see the way opposite side I've added the petals like that. So it is like that. So I'll just flip it and show you. This is how it is. So the outside petals will be like that, flowing like that. So this is how it gets finished. Okay, now I'll show you what are the maximum drawbacks you may have and how you can just handle it with small tips and tricks of it. Okay, this is the finished, as I showed you the finished ones. This is the finished one. We can even apply some petal dust to it. I'm going to show you with a touch of plum and dark pink with this, and I'm going to show you very mild because you can add here and there randomly, just very mild. It looks very nice when you do that. Just touch of it, don't overdo it, just touch of it here and there. When you give it like that, see this, it looks more natural and nice. So this is one way to do this. It's Fringed Peony. As I told you, the tips and tricks, what your maximum can happen to you, what disaster can happen to you is like you're taking in the water, just have it done, quickly apply it. You're taking some more, quickly apply both the sides. When I'm applying in both the sides, then I'm removing it, just placing it here. Okay, now this is Okay. See some places, if you could see some places, it's very soft. So when you find it like some places very soft, and when you start working on it, for example, see this, I'm start working on this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, but here see, here it doesn't move at all. It's very soft because too much of water you've added. So in that case, you take a bag of corn flour, just press them hard, okay? Just press them hard and just leave it for a few seconds. Just leave it for a few seconds, and then when you start working it, it will be firm. See, you can bend it nicely, you can work on it. As much as possible, nothing happens to it. So this is what may happen, because if you don't have practice, you don't know how much you're adding water to it. So that comes with one or two times when you work on it, and then you know it's like that. See, now it's so steady. So like this you can work on it. This is the maximum you can have it. Please make sure you have a firm board. The floral board should be a firm one, then only it works on. Okay, fine. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you soon.